Guys, good morning. How are you? Salamun za Mungu. How are you guys? Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Benson. Good morning, Musembi. Good morning, Basil. Good morning, Felix. Good morning, Fan. Good morning, Abby. Good morning, Prudence. Good morning, Elfas. Morning, Frank. Good morning, Nicodemus. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Sandra. All right. All right. Perfect. I hope you guys had a restful night and ready for day 2 of our group presentations. Now, today, first before we start, can I have someone to please pray for us? Someone who is not Musembi, please. Anyone apart from Musembi. Musembi usijitolee. Musembi, please don't pray. Anyone else apart from Musembi, please just unmute and pray for us.
Let's pray.
Right.
Yeah, Heavenly Father, thank you and appreciate you for this day, Lord. Come before Heavenly Father, dedicating this day upon you, Heavenly Father. As we begin this day, the discussion, the class today, Heavenly Father, with the instructors, Heavenly Father, open our minds so that we may understand what we are going to be taught and also introduce concepts into. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity even to be able to study these AWS concepts, Heavenly Father. We thank you and appreciate you, Heavenly Father. All the instructors, the facilitators for this program, Heavenly Father, continue being them. Thank you and appreciate you for this. In Jesus' name I do pray, trust, and believe in. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anthony, ya Musembi kuna makosa inafanyikanga mahali. We would want to be cautious. Sahii tunataka kukuwa serious kidogo. So guys, today we are going to have Team Fire to finish for us the introduction on databases, AWS database services. So this morning, we'll get to know the types of databases that we have in AWS, the types of database services. For example, like RDS, which will be shortly followed by Team Brave, right? Brave, they're the ones who are going to take us through RDS. We're also going to see about Aurora. We are going to see about DynamoDB and see the use cases, get to learn a little bit about it. So let me just confirm. Angela, are you ready? And as she prepares, guys, I needed to let you know about something. You see, the way you guys are interacting in class and you're interacting in your groups. The reason why we are instilling this in you is because when it comes to work, when it comes to life, what matters is not just what
Hello.
you know. Hi, who is that? Esther, all right. So what we are trying to instill in you guys, it's not just about knowledge. It's not just about content, but it's also about, are you able to relay what you're learning? So for the presentations, How well can you communicate? How well can you present your idea? All right. If it's in the group work, most organizations prefer teamwork, right? So are you able to work in a team? I have a few people who I am not so pleased with, who are not working in teams perfectly, and they are not communicating like, what's up? I'm not able to maybe join you guys or something. So, working in a team, these are culture that you need to have in you. You, I know some of us may get cold feet when it comes to presenting, but imagine here you're just presenting before your learning mates, right? What about the day that you'll be required to present before a whole multitude of people? Imagine like 1,000, 2,000, 100,000 people. What will you do? So here we start small. Cultivate your art of communication, cultivate your art of presenting your ideas, cultivate your art of teamwork, right? And these are the very small soft skills that you need to have even in your organizations, even in your own family. So because we are quickly moving to December, you guys are going to go to family gatherings and sherehes and involve me. All those, you need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to work with a team. When people are deciding to meet at 8 p.m. to discuss, are you fluid enough to squeeze your schedule for the 8 to 9 meeting PM meeting, right? So these are some of the things that you need to learn, you cultivate, and they are not going to just help you just for this week or up to next week. No, these are things that you're going to go with even in your future, right? And another thing is, um, in life, it doesn't care whether you're smart or whether you're not book smart. Life cares whether your mindset, it cares about your mindset. Are you open enough to be able to accept new information, new challenges? Think like a programmer, think like a database engineer, think like the technical parts. We have artificial intelligence to help us, all right? But now your mindset. Cultivate your mindset to be open, to be fluid. Think about a solution to a problem. All right. These are some of the soft skills we are trying to bring out in you guys. When you're faced with a conflict in your groups, right? How are you solving this? And some of these, you're going to even get questions on them when you're going to interviews. For those who have been through interviews, you might get to, you might maybe be asked, you've maybe gone through interviews that asked you, are you a team player? What did you do when you were in conflict or you did not agree with everything your team was doing or talking about? See? And these are some of the things that we are trying to instill in you, okay? Conflict resolutions, speaking up your mind, being open, right? So don't take it as if we're forcing you. We are actually just trying to nurture you. And it's not just for now, it's not just for your career, it's for your entire life. Is that okay? And I need all of you, give your team leads an easy time, okay? When your team leads call you for meetings, when your team leads call you for meetings, um, are you concentrating? Are you going with it? Are you participating in the meeting or you just joining with your device and going to do your work, right? And just be a good person. Just understand that it's not just about you. The world does not revolve around you only. You need to learn to work with other people. This is the way that you're going to actually have an easier time. And talking from experience of my 90 years, you might come to actually need these skills. Um, You might be asked, have you ever worked in a team? This right here is a team. Your small mini groups of 4, 5, 6 people, those are teams. Have you ever been in conflict? Yes, when you're a team lead and people are not coming to your meeting, what do you do? How do you solve these challenges? Right? When you find yourself you're the only one who's committed in your team, what do you do? How do you motivate your friends? Eh? Like us here, we tried with Kahoots and asking you 150 questions on your body, the universe, and everything else, just to get to break the ice with you guys. These are some of the things that you should take out of this. These are some of the soft skills that will help you even after the classes. Are we good? Is that okay? Perfect. Gideon, I am as old as you cannot imagine. Very nice. Very nice. And on my final announcement, awesome. Guys, just mshache uchokozi. All right, guys, on my final announcement, um, we might have told you that next week is our final week of learning. All right. So our classes are going to, like our training is going to end next week. And this is why we need you people to do your cases and labs. Because the moment we are at next week on Thursday, on Wednesday, you might not have extra time to do your cases and labs. And remember, I gave you a tip: do the labs after the class, right? When you do your labs and cases after the class, you'll get that you don't have a lot of backlog, right? So, because next week we are having our final classes, your cases need to be done, all of them. Your labs need to be done, all of them. And remember, your progress is not just being checked by us, your trainers, and Esther. Your progress is being checked even by AWS itself, right? All right. And knowing this, you should be very, very cautious because you might get that maybe someone wants to sponsor someone who was interactive in class, done all the cases, all the labs, passed the exam. They might want to sponsor you for something, or an organization might come and ask us for interns or people who want to join the cloud. If it's like that, someone who is not, we have to beg to do the cases and labs. We are going to interpret it as someone who will go to our workplace and be begged to do the work. Okay? So that's why we are urging you guys, be proactive, do all your cases, do all your labs. It's not for us, it's for you guys. And it's not like guys, next week your final week of these cases and labs. Imagine you won't have to do any more cases and labs after you're done. It's just these 2 weeks. So just do your cases, do your labs. If you're getting any technical issue, let me know. Um, if you need assistance, kindly reach out to your groups. For example, like Team Fire, because you're done with presenting, you'll be done in the next 30. Go to your groups, do as many cases and as many labs as you can. Okay? Go to your meet in the evenings, do all the labs together. And uh the person, for example, like Musembi, even though I don't want to mention you, usishikwe na marengo kwa class. Musembi is at par with his labs. At par, even anafanya za databases, right? And this is the proactiveness that we're looking for. And some of us here are working, but their cases and labs are at par. Imagine the sacrifice. And this is what your sponsors are looking for. This is what the management is looking for. Okay. If we had to beg you to come to class, if we had to beg you to do your cases, mnaona, me I told you, some people just get dropped because of not doing the cases in labs. Sai mmeona watu watatu tu wameenda hivyo, and we've been begging you over and over and over to do. So just take it upon yourselves. Just do. There are not so many, and it's things that you've learned. All right, the labs are supposed to help you get the practical aspect of the cloud. The cases are supposed to gauge whether you understood the concept. It's not even an exam. And then now, guys, after next week, our final class, we'll start with revision. So you'll have 1 week to revise for your exams, and then the other week you're going to do your exams. Now, for you to be given a voucher, we need to ensure your cases are up to date. Okay, for you to be given a voucher, we need to confirm that your cases and labs are up to date. We need to confirm, we'll be doing a series of mini exams for you guys, and you need to attain the pass mark of 80% in at least 3 of the exams that we're going to give you. Once you attain 80% of the or on each of the 3 exams, then you can be given a voucher, and you're going to book for an exam. Next week, we're going to show you how to book for an exam, where you can sit for your exam, what to expect in your exams, questions you need to revise on. We're going to look at that, all right? So once you're given a voucher, you can book for your exam, continue with revision. When your exam date comes, you're going to do your exam, and we're going to tell you what we need from you from there. All right. So for this week, just concentrate. Uh, the exam is not practical. The exam is MCQ, but it will also contain scenario questions. And I told you guys that today we're going to check on scenario questions. Okay. So after this class, after Fire has finished introduction to AWS, and Edge has finished on AWS RDS, we are going to see some of the scenario questions that you might expect in your exam. And then after Aurora has finished, after Air has finished with Aurora in DynamoDB, we're going to check on sample questions on the cases on databases. So exam is mostly, the exams are MCQs. You just choose on the right answer, but also there are multi-choice questions, and also there are scenario-based questions. Scenario-based means you a question like example corp wants to introduce or to migrate their databases to AWS. They are currently using Oracle. What is the best migration tool for them to use? That's a scenario. So in the around 12, when Brave are done, we are going to see some of the scenario questions. And then in the afternoon, we're going to do the KC on databases. And then you're also going to see how the questions can be set. All right. So I want to welcome Angela and Leonard. Kindly, Angela and Leonard, take 30 minutes at most. And then once you're done, Team Brave, who is presenting the first one?
Mary is presenting the theory part.
Who? Mary.
Mary, yeah.
Mary. All right. All right. All right. So Mary, once Angela and Leonard are done with introduction to AWS services, database services, prepare yourself. You're going to lead us. You'll have around 10 minutes to prep. and then we're going to get right into it. So karibu sana Angela and Leonard.
Okay, thank you, Joy. So I'm going to request Leonard to share his screen.
Leonard,
think
try
I'm-
sharing. Try
Okay.
now.
Okay, possible to share. It's possible.
So you guys, we are going to be doing an introduction to AWS database services. The core of this lesson is going to be AWS, identify AWS database services and their benefits, examine the difference between unmanaged and managed database solutions, explain how to choose an AWS database that meets the needs of different business scenarios. Okay, that's the learning points of this lesson. So challenges of running a relational database on premise. Some of the challenges you might face include server maintenance and energy footprint, software installation and patching, database backups and high availability, limits on scalability, data security, operating system installation and patches. Those are the challenges you might face. And the advantages of database on AWS is purpose built. It's designed for high performance, it's fully managed, and is built for business critical workloads. All right, so choosing a database service. You can choose a database based on purpose or application needs. Database workloads factors to consider include data structure, data size, computation requirements, cost, access patterns, performance. Right? Types of AWS data storage services. We have transactional databases, data analytics or relationship. Wait, Leonard. So types of AWS data storage services, we have SQL and NoSQL. Transactional databases, we have Amazon RDS and Amazon DynamoDB. Data analytics or relationships, we have Amazon Redshift and Amazon Neptune. In memory data store and cache, we have Amazon Elastic Cache. All right. So SQL is Redshift and RDS. So SQL data storage is in rows and columns. Schema is fixed. Querying is SQL. Scalability is vertical. I do remember I touched on this. SQL is key value, documents, graphs, and others. The schema is dynamic. That means it's flexible. Querying focuses on collection of documents, and scalability is horizontal. Yeah. SQL and NoSQL data representation examples. So for SQL, as you can see, it's in a table format, and we have country code, name, continent, and surface area. And then they have one record only, that is ABW, Aruba, North America, and surface area 193. For NoSQL, it's in JSON format. It doesn't have a table, so it's just presented as is. Right. Can go to the next. Difference between unmanaged and managed services. So unmanaged, typically you provision an unmanaged service. You manage scaling, fault tolerance, and availability. Managed, you need only to configure a managed service. Scaling, fault tolerance, and availability are typically built into the service. That's managed devices. Managed versus unmanaged responsibilities. You are responsible for the following tasks based on database type: So if it's on premise, you are responsible for everything. But if it's on Amazon EC2, you're responsible for installation, patches, backups, high availability, scaling, optimization. But for RDS and Aurora, you are only responsible for optimization. Everything else is managed by AWS. Yeah, it's been a rough morning. But bado hata sijakula, guys. I haven't had breakfast yet. Anyway, so AWS database use cases. We have Amazon RDS, Aurora, transaction use case, transaction applications, such as enterprise resource planning, customer relationship management, e-commerce, to log transactions and store structured data. Aurora differentiator, open source, high performance, and low cost. So Aurora is open source, high performance, and low cost. RDS supports transactions, CRM, and ERP. Okay, it's transactions. Mainly it's used for transactions, to log transactions. We have Amazon Redshift, analytic applications for operational reporting and querying, terabyte scale to exabyte scale data. So this is for large scale data, right? And for analyzing applications. Elastic Cache, real-time application use cases that require sub-millisecond latency, such as gaming, leaderboards, chat or message streaming, and Internet of Things. So Elastic Cache is mainly for IoT, for real-time, that is data that requires immediate action. Neptune, applications with use cases that require the navigation of highly connected data, such as social news feeds, recommendations, and fraud detection. So this is for connected data, large-scale connected data, so social websites and all that. We have DynamoDB, internet scale applications such as hospitality, dating, and ride sharing that must serve content and store structure and unstructured data. So Dynamo is for both structure and unstructured data. AWS database recommendations. If you need managed relational database that is launched with a choice of popular database engines, use relational database, consider using Amazon RDS. So these are recommendations that AWS has given you. If you want MySQL compatible, it's gonna be a relational database, so we'd prefer if you use Aurora. If it's a fully managed NoSQL database, choose DynamoDB. If it's managed graph database, choose Neptune. If it's managed Redis key value store, choose Elastic Cache. If it's columnar storage, SQL data warehouse, use Amazon Redshift. Those are the recommendations that you might use in your future workstations. The checkpoint questions. You're building a customer relationship management application. Which AWS database service should you use? So this is the first database that we mentioned. So I'd like to see answers in the chat.
Present.
Yeah. Sasa hiyo sijayo anaongea. Wewe ni msana present.
Belinda,
Sasa
you've decided. So guys, answers in the chat. Which application database will you use for CRM?
Angela,
Yes.
kindly go up kidogo too, just on the previous slide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Lena. Oh, you've lost your screen. All right. Yes, there. That one for recommendation. All right. Okay. Wacha ifit kidogo.
How do
Wacha
you
ifit
want it?
kidogo, Leonard. I want to see all these databases. I help you explain kidogo too.
All of
Belinda.
them.
Belinda. Leo huyo ni nani? Huyo mwambie he's part of our family. Who is our kin? Hi. So guys, kabla msikize moshene ya Belinda, because you love tea and hot as it comes, let me explain this to you because you're going to need it, right? RDS is relational database. Anytime you hear relational database, think of SQL, like MySQL, all right? Okay, guys. Now, the difference between Aurora and RDS is Aurora is 5 times better or 5 times faster than MySQL and 3 times faster than Postgres. So a question in the exam will come and ask, what is the database service that is 5 times faster than MySQL and 3 times faster than Postgres? Your answer will be Aurora. Okay, now RDS, as you can see here, is a managed relational database. So we've said a relational database, it's just the one that has MySQL, all right? And for example, it can take structured query language like relations. Anytime that you see relational database, you can create relations with it. So think of it as something, for example, that you'd use, for example, when you're creating an e-commerce platform. When you're creating an e-commerce platform or a transactional application, you'll need a relational database. You'll need a database that can tell you, I can use, I want to see the I want to see the relationship between the tables on users and the tables on maybe users and account types. Or think of it like when you go to, think of it, for example, like our e-commerce site, we have a table for products, we have a table for prices, we have a table for purchases, we have a table for maybe users who are buying. So one user can buy multiple products, right? So you can have a relationship of one to many, right? We can have one user should create one account in the system. That's a relationship. So anytime that you need relational data that you can form relationships of one to one, one to many, many to many, that type of data goes to relational databases. And we have an example of, we have two relational databases services in AWS. We have RDS and we have Aurora. And in Aurora, we have the normal Aurora and we have Aurora serverless. Okay, so guys, in the next few days, you're going to learn about serverless applications. And you're going to learn that a serverless application, you do not need to create servers for you to access it. Okay. So number one, what you need to remember about Aurora, you'll see that Aurora is 5 times faster than MySQL and 3 times faster than Postgres. And we can have Aurora serverless. Okay. And maybe next week when I am maybe touching on something, remind me to touch on Aurora. I can give you a few notes, or even during revision, I can give you just short pointer notes that will tell you this question is asking about Aurora. But the major one will be 5 times faster than MySQL and 3 times faster than Postgres. That's the difference between Aurora and RDS. RDS is a managed relational database, and because it is managed, Amazon Web Services AWS is concerned with managing it. So you just choose your instance that you want, put in your data, AWS will manage everything else. All right. Now, for DynamoDB, it's a NoSQL database. So a question will ask you, what is an example of a NoSQL database in the AWS cloud? Your answer will be DynamoDB. All right. For Neptune, a question will ask you, what is a graphical database in the cloud? And you'll say Neptune. Higher. Anytime that you see cache on the cloud or even anywhere, think of it as something that stores data temporarily before being taken either to the main database or something. For example, now like Elasticache, for those who are into DevOps, I know you've used Redis and Memcached, right? So an example of a managed Redis service in AWS is Elasticache, and it stores data as a key value, right? Now, when we come to scroll down kidogo, Leonard, please. Umescroll hadi mwisho. Leonard, where are you? I am seeing a blank screen. Is it just me seeing a blank screen only? Leonard? Yo, are you people hearing me?
Yes.
Leonard, blink twice if you can hear us. I think Leonard had an issue with his net. But guys, I hope you have understood those different types of databases. And then the last one, it was Redshift. So Redshift, anytime that you see Redshift, Redshift is a warehouse service in the cloud, okay? So anytime you see warehouse, a data warehouse, remember it's Redshift, okay? These are the pointer notes that will help you when you're revising for exams, and I hope you wrote them down. So anytime you see warehouse, data warehouse, it's Redshift. There's no other service that is a data warehouse in AWS. All right, thank you. Karibu sana, Leonard. So Angela, you can continue asking the checkpoint questions.
Okay, thank you, Joy, for that summary. So the checkpoint questions, you're building a CRM application. Which database service should you use? A CRM application.
What's your answer, guys? Here the key point here is relationship, right? A customer relationship management. A CRM will hold data about your customer details, say their name, location, what they're doing. Which relational database, Priscilla? Yes, RDS. All right, continue, Angela.
Which database model stores data in rows and columns? Which database model stores data in rows and columns? Yes, relational. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Gideon. Relational. Emotional. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a new one. The next question. Which administrative tasks do you need to perform when using Amazon RDS? Which administrative tasks do you need to perform when using Amazon RDS? Which administrative task do you need to perform when using Amazon RDS? Oh, Gideon says monitoring and optimization. Thank you, Gideon. Anyone else? Okay, so we're going to the key ideas. Manage database, simplify and automate many operational and management tasks. The choice of which AWS managed database to use is based on application requirements. So whichever database you want, it differs depending on your requirements. Each database offering has a primary use case. Make sure that you are familiar with each use case. Unsupported database engines or database versions can be hosted on Amazon EC2. Yes, and I think that is it for our presentations. Sorry for taking up so much time. Thank you guys for being patient with us.
Yes, so I think that's all from Team Fire. Thank you, Angela, for the session. Yes, now we have some time. I think we can go do one or two cases as we wind up our time. So it's open. In the meantime, open your cases. The one I'm going to start with is to see. Yeah, I'm going to start with introduction to databases. Open our cases in the meantime. Go through them together. Take us as short time as possible. So as it opens there, I'm going to open a new PC. Yeah, this one also. I open this one. True. True. In the meantime, you can also open the cases so that once we go tunatoka moja, we go to the next one. I think those ones will help you. Yes, so let's start. Yes. So what is a database? Maswali ni ya Githeri. So Githeri answers. I can see the chart. Somebody to read for me.
Justin is saying B.
B, a collection of data that is organized into tables.
Yeah.
Chart. Can you agree with that? Awesome.
Sharon is also saying B.
Let's see.
Musembi is also saying B.
Good job. So which database attributes accurately represent elements of a relation? Maswali ya Githeri answers.
Columns.
Can see the chart. Some to read. Pardon?
Columns.
Columns. The next one, they've saying two.
Tables.
Tables, yeah.
Tables. Nice. See, good job. Continue to the primary features of MySQL. Again, Githeri.
Musembi says flexible schema.
Pardon?
The one for NoSQL has a flexible schema.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one?
4. 4 and 1. Sharon says 1.
1. Okay. The next one. I can't see the chart, so somebody to read.
Oh.
That one. SQL databases have a flexible schema.
Ati?
Ni hizo mbili. Yes, you are correct.
Okay, let's continue. Somebody at least to like shout or say it loudly because I can't hear clearly. And I can't see the
Structure
chart.
normal.
So which one is the structure anomaly? Okay, let's see. Correct. And the one's the primary benefit of using DBS.
The first one, reduce the cost of installing and maintaining the servers.
Thank you, Anthony. Yes, C. Correct. Check. Let's go to the other one. Customer is, what is it concept before? Okay, let's continue. This one was, so what was the other one? But a customer is ordering a product from an online retailer. If the payment for the transaction is successful, the order table must be updated so that a new order row is inserted. The stock table, a table must also be updated so that the product rows are removed for the purchase products. If one step fails, no step fails. Which type of DB transaction property does this scenario represent?
Atomicity.
Atomicity. Who is that? Jaona jina. Thank you for that. Let's see. Yes, correct. Let's continue. Daily duties of DB admins include fully except, not the keyword, except which option? So zote ni correct, but one is not. Which one?
The first one.
First one. Different application. This one, I think, there was one. It was is it the developers? Yeah.
Sure.
The devs. Let's see. Yes, you're correct. What is database transaction? Yes, Daniel. Anthony.
I think the answer is the
Reproduction of one or more.
of one or more changes. Yes.
Done.
A transaction is the reproduction of one or more changes that are performed on a database.
Yes, you're correct. Thank you, Daniel. The last one is the I in acid compliance represent. Yes.
What was that one?
Yes.
The ability to concurrently process multiple transactions.
So that one, okay. See. I hope the admins are noting. Which of the following options describes successful transaction on database? Pardon?
The first one.
The first one. Okay. Yes, see. Yes, correct. Thank you. Let's go to this other one, creating tables and learning different data types. And let's check. Let's quickly go through it. What is the purpose of data definition language, DDL? Structured query, SQL. Remember DDL, you're defining, structuring your DB.
Modify and structure the DB.
This one. Okay, see. Correct. Thank you, Daniel. What's the function of select statement? This one is
Retrieve
easy.
data from a table.
Okay, let's see. Correct. Thank you. Again, which statement describes foreign key? Foreign. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Continue. Which statements defines referential integrity? integrity refer like run key, much like this thing. C continue. What is the purpose of the DML in structured or SQL? Again, majibu ya Githeri, somebody.
View, add, change, or delete data.
Pardon?
They are used to view, add, change, or delete data in a table.
Thank you, Daniel. Awesome. Tuende kwa ingine. Database inserting data into a knowledge check. Quickly go through it. What is the most common use of CSV file? Data analysts or data engineers know this one. Yeah. Again, their answers. Chart. What is the chart saying? Somebody to read for me. Yeah. Nice. Thank you, Justin. Let's continue. What is the function of null in structured SQL language? Get their answers. Somebody from the chat also can check it out.
C. Used to represent a missing value.
C.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's continue. How is a comma separate CSV file validated before it's imported into a DB? Chart, what is the chart saying?
Somebody read for him, please, somebody.
A.
Okay, thank you, Justin. What is the purpose of concatenation function in SQL? Concatenation, okay.
Combine strings.
That is A. No. Okay, thank you. Let's continue.
Share request.
Asked them the two ways to insert into, the ways to use insert into statement. The chart, you can see the chart.
To add new record to a table. And add.
Justin, thank you. And add.
Data to data.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice, proceeding very well. So database performing conditional. Let's go to this one. Logical operator. Juliet. Or somebody from Githeri, somebody to answer.
Between.
Pardon?
Between. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's continue. Which logical operator determines whether a specific character string matches a specific pattern?
Like.
Pardon? Like. Thank you, Musembi. What is the purpose of using aliases in SQL? Somebody to answer. In the chat what is saying.
D.
Yes, thank you. Kidogo tu. Umesema D.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, consider the following SQL statement. Which structured, SQL operator compares a value to similar values by using wildcard operators? Somebody to
Like.
but or like. Okay, thank you. The last one, which value is tested by is null condition in SQL?
Null value.
Null value.
Null value. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's continue. So we are going to database organizing data. So yeah, the first one, DB manager must sometimes aggregate data from different rows in a table. They must correlate the data into specific columns. Which clause should the manager use? Again, so
Group by.
Group by.
Group by. Thank you very much. Let's continue. Which operator can be used to filter query results by after applying group by clause?
Having.
Having.
Okay, thank you very much. DB admin must query a column that contains sequential dates. They want to see the output from their query in descending order. Which clause should the manager use with group by so that they can get results in descending order? Yeah. There answers. I can't see the chat. Somebody to shout out. No answer to this one.
B. B.
Pardon? B.
B. Yeah.
Pardon?
B. B.
Thank you very much, Gideon. A DB dev wrote a query which includes the clause by 3. What effect will this order by clause have on the SQL query? The query output will exclude data having a value of 3 for the third column in the select clause. I can't read all this. B, the query output only include data having a value of 3 for the third column in the select clause of the SQL statement. C, the query output will be sorted by third column, the select. D, the query, somebody to provide the answer. So Legideri. somebody to shout the answer.
C.
C. A, C. Thank you. And the last one, if DB wants to limit the output of a query to only those customers with sales that are more than 5,000 units, which SQL clause should they use? Let me see. Proceeding very well. Somebody to shout the answer.
A.
Option A.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice. We go to the final one, data retrieving. Okay. Which operation can be used to combine the results of two or more select statements into a single set?
Union.
Thank you very much, Usembi. Which SQL statement represents the correct way to create a qualified column name? Remember this one telling you yesterday.
Table underscore name dot column underscore name.
Pardon, Gideon?
Table underscore name dot column underscore name.
Option D.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. DB admin is working in a DB. Two tables in the DB contain important info that the admin wants to query against. They want to display the matching values from both tables only if they are matching columns. Nice. Between the tables, which clause should the admin use? Somebody to read, I think, chat. Pardon? Enjoy. Thank you very much, Dan. DB admin is working on a DB. Two tables in the DB contain important information that the admin wants to query against. They want to use a join clause to retrieve all rows from the first table and all matching rows from the second table. Which clause should the admin use?
A.
Thank you very much. Which statement is used to create an alias so that the table name is not repeated twice in a self-join query?
B.
I think that's all for our team. Is there any other KC remaining? Let me see. That will be all. Yeah, that will be all. I think, we're remaining with the retrieving. No, we've done retrieving data. Yes. For the labs, no, I think I'll leave it for you to. But thank you. That's all.
Thank you so much, Leonard and Angela, and even for ensuring that you left us with answers to all the cases. That's amazing. Thank you so much for being so considerate, and a great work to you and your team. Now, Team Brave, Mary, you'll be taking us through the theory. Let me give you these 3 minutes to set up and also share your screen. We can start at 10:30. For Mary to prepare, let me just ask, Naboth, are you present?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. And Roy? Sandra?
Yes.
All right. Kevin? Kevin? Kevin. Right. Juma John Paul. Brian Kipkirui. Brian Moravi. Brian Wahale. Leo Brian wametukulia ngumu. Brian Wahale, are you present? Clinton?
Present Joy.
Uko aje Clinton? Ona umenyamaza hadi karibu makiwe absent.
Niko poa.
Usinyamaze, ukinyamaza unaweza makiwa absent by mistake. Get your engagement points, kijana, okay? Evans. Felix. There's some people I've never heard talking. Felix. Gail.
Present.
Oh, Gail, all right. So, Mary, I hope you're ready. You can take it up. And guys, please don't joke with Gail Annabelle. She has purple. Don't joke with Annabelle. She has her profile as purple. Mary, you're free to take it up.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, I'll start off by sharing my screen. So, just a minute. So maybe someone to confirm to me, is my screen visible on your side?
Yes, yes, yes. I can see it.
It's okay. Just
Yes, you can see your screen.
thank you. Just a minute. I want to join with another device so that I'm still in the meeting. Nisitoke kama sijui. Okay, so today what we'll be covering Amazon's relational database service, that is Amazon RDS. Yeah, we'll be covering Amazon relational database service, that is Amazon RDS. And briefly, what we'll be covering today, we'll be talking about what exactly Amazon RDS is and why it matters. Also, we'll be talking about a database instance, that's a DB instance. Also, some backup and recovery using snapshots, high availability with multi-as deployments, also scalability through red replicas and instance upgrades, as well as the Aurora engine and its use cases. So first off, we're going to be defining what is Amazon Relational Database Service. So Amazon Relational Database Service, this is a managed database service that sets up and operates a relational database in the cloud. So when you talk of a relational database, let me just define that for you guys. A relational database organizes data into structural tables with rows and columns, where each table contains related information. And a relational database is actually categorized under the managed database services. Exactly. Yeah. And maybe just to define for you, what is a managed database service? A managed database service is a cloud solution whereby a third-party provider, like for instance, you see we have AWS, yeah, we also have Azure, yeah. So where a third-party provider handles all the technical aspects of running a database, like setup, that is stuff like the maintenance, scaling, and security, so that you don't have to focus on that. All you do is just focus on, your data and everything. Exactly. So running and manage standalone relational database can be time consuming and have limited scope. Yeah. And to address these challenges, AWS provides a service that sets up and operates and scales the relational database without any ongoing administration. I think that's actually what I've actually explained to you right now. Exactly. Yeah. So Amazon RDS provides a cost-efficient and resizable capacity while automating time-consuming administrative tasks. When I talk of administrative tasks, mostly they're usually these tasks in unapata, like you have to they're more repetitive and everything. So instead of like you having to manually do them, yeah, they now get automated. Exactly. Yeah. So what are some of the use cases of Amazon RDS? Under web and mobile applications, Amazon RDS works well for the web and mobile applications that need a database with high high throughput, extensive storage capability, and high availability. So when we talk about a high throughput, what do we mean by that? Let me ask. Yeah, let me not first define it for you. Maybe someone anaweza tuambia, when you're talking about throughput, what do we mean by that? Maybe someone might define that for us. You can unmute yourself, or you can just type for us in the chat box. You can tell us, what do you understand by the word throughput? Throughput. The data that, okay, that's amazing. Yeah, the speed at which the database can perform, read or write operations. Exactly, yeah. Okay, Nona, I can amount of work for data for a given period of time. Yeah, very correct. So, one of the advantages of Amazon RDS is that it has a high throughput, a high rate of throughput, and also extensive storage capability and high availability that can be very useful when it comes to running web and mobile applications. Then another advantage or another use under the web and mobile applications is since Amazon RDS doesn't have licensing constraints, it fits the variable SE pattern of these applications. Exactly, yeah, because at times when running these web and mobile applications, unapata like you might need to maybe depending on like maybe different corporations or anything, unapata like some of them like unaweza kakuwa na those, yeah, restraints. Exactly. So another use when you are it's mostly used by small and large e-commerce businesses. This is because it provides a secured, flexible, low-cost database solution for online sales and retailing. Exactly, yeah. And when it comes to mobile and online games, these require a database platform with a high throughput, yeah, high throughput and availability. So Amazon RDS manages the infrastructure so that the game developers, they do not need to worry about stuff like provisioning, scaling, monitoring, that type of stuff. The database servers, like their main focus will just be in the game, developing the games and that type of stuff. Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I hope mpaka hapo hivyo I'm still together with you guys. Yeah, sijaacha mtu nyuma. I hope you guys hadi penye tumefika, you have already understood what an Amazon relational database service is, and you've been able to also understand some of the use cases. So I don't know if kama tuko sawa mpaka hapo hivyo. Maybe you can just confirm to me hapo hivyo kwa chat box. Yeah, have you understood mpaka hapo hivyo penye tumefika? Yeah, just confirm to me, pale. Just confirm to me. Have you understood? Kama ume understand, like just type for me understood so that we can proceed kwanza. Yeah. Like the Amazon RDS, the definition of it, as well as yeah, some of the use cases of Amazon RDS. Okay, when I didn't understand alphas. Wow, that's amazing, Justin. Wow, Nona, we are following through. Exactly. So next thing we're going to be talking about a DB instance. In full, that's a database instance. So a database instance, it is a complete independent database environment with its own memory structures and processes that manage data storage and access for one or more databases. So it acts as a logical server, handling application requests to interact with the data stored within its associated databases. For example, organizations might create separate instances for production, pre-production, testing, and development. And so basically, let me explain this. I believe this word instance ni kitu tumesikia sana ever since we actually started like learning and everything. So I believe most of us, we are very much familiar with what it is exactly. So a database instance, being its own, like it's an independent environment with its own memory structures and the processes that inasaidia to manage the data storage and access for one or more databases. Exactly. So it's like, should I say, kind of a mastermind? Exactly. Yeah. Whereby application requests are handled to be able to interact with data stored with associated databases. Exactly. Yeah. So an example is an organization might create separate instances for production, pre-production, testing, and development. Exactly. And the basic building block of Amazon RDS is the database instance. A DB instance is an isolated database environment, and it can contain multiple user-created databases, and you can access it by using the same tools and applications that you use with a standalone database instance. The resources in a database instance are determined from its database instance class, and the type of storage is determined from the type of disks. Exactly, yeah. So talking about Amazon RDS, the basic building block is a DB instance, which is an isolated database environment, and it can contain multiple user-created databases, and you can access it by using the same tools and applications that you use with a standalone database instance. The resources in a database instance are determined from its database instance class. The type of storage is determined from the type of disk. So I think basically that just explains itself. Sidhani kama I need to actually explain far much more from that. So database instances and storage differ in performance characteristics and price, so that you can customize your performance and costs to the need of your database. Exactly. I believe we've talked about before a couple of times actually, using the different AWS services. Depending on how they are actually they're actually structured in different ways, such that you can be able to such that it's not structured in different ways. There are different structures in how various AWS services are actually priced. Exactly. Yeah. So these database instances and storage, they differ in performance characteristics. Maybe that's in terms of the latency, like how fast and data is processed and everything, and also performance characteristics and price. So you as a person, like, you can be able to customize your performance and cost to the need of your database. So when you choose to create a DB instance, you must first specify which database engine to run. So Amazon RDS currently supports the following databases. We have MySQL, Aurora. I think we've talked about Aurora quite a number of times in this database topic we're talking about. Then you have Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, and Oracle. Exactly. So next we're going to be talking about how Amazon RDS does its own backup. Exactly. So what is a backup? I believe all of us tumejua backup ni nini. So a backup is just a copy of your database that Amazon RDS creates to protect your data. Like, it's just like a copy, a replica, or something like that. Exactly. So it helps you restore your database if something goes wrong, like maybe accidental deletion, corruption, exactly. And the two types of backups that there are two ways Amazon RDS gets to back up your data. There's the automated backup, whereby RDS creates this for you daily during a set time window. Then you have the manual snapshot. This is whereby you create this yourself anytime you want. It stays until you delete it. What is it? Okay, and a snapshot. A snapshot is just like a complete image of your database instance, like just including your data, configuration, and storage at a particular time. Exactly. Yeah. So it includes all your data and settings. Think of it like a photo of your database at a specific moment. So how the snapshots work? The first snapshot is full; it covers everything, but the later snapshots are actually incremental. They only save the changes since the last one. Like, maybe during the first snapshot that you're actually doing, therefore it captured whatever you had at that time. So the next time you're gonna be doing another snapshot, it's only just gonna be picking up from whatever was there initially, and whatever changed as we go on. It's just like, for instance, when you're creating a Word document, let's say when we create a Word document, you've already written everything, then you save your document. The next time, it's gonna be saving something. It's gonna be like saving the changes that you made, as well as whatever changes that were there initially. Exactly, yeah. So the backup retention period, this is how long RDS gets to keep your automated backups. You can set it from about 1 to 35 days, and after that time, all backups are automatically deleted. Exactly. And restoring from a snapshot, you can restore a new database from any snapshot. And this is very much useful for disaster recovery, testing changes, creating a copy of your database. And it's very important because it gets to keep your data safe, also saves you time and effort, and supports your compliance and audit needs. Exactly. Yeah, so basically that's just about how Amazon RDS gets to back up your data. And you've said it majorly backs up in two ways, using the automated backup, and then you have the manual snapshots that someone does. But the manual snapshots only stay until you delete it. Sorry, exactly. Yeah. So I hope Baka Hapwivo, you guys have been able to understand about the database instance, and also Amazon RDS, and actually how it conducts its own backup. So kama tumeelewana mpaka hapo hivyo, maybe you can confirm to me again. Are we together? Yeah. If you've understood mpaka hapo hivyo, how Amazon RDS conducts its own backup, as well as how the database instance works and how it gets to, it's connecting with the Amazon RDS. Just confirm to me, just tell me you've understood. Nijue kama tuko pamoja before I get to proceed. Yeah. Naona watu wameelewa. Amazing. Yeah.
Yes, we are together.
Okay, this is gonna be brief. I won't be spending a lot of time here. This just okay. I see you guys have understood. Thank you. Yeah. So this is gonna be very brief. I won't be taking so much time here. Talking about the easy create method in RDS. So start tongelelea hii sana, sababu I believe it will be well covered later on. Yeah, so just how to create an easy create method in RDS. So you can create a DB instance in Amazon RDS in two ways. So the management console offers an easy create method and a standard method. If you choose to use the easy create method, the configuration options are based on Amazon best practices, the default ones, therefore. Then you can specify a DB engine, an instance size, and you can choose an identifier. You also have an opportunity to select standard to create your instance. You determine or you choose your own configuration. So here itabidi umejichagulia. Yeah, I believe you guys have been able can understand this very easily because we've done this a lot, as in through the labs. You actually understand kuna kwanga, like we can have an option whereby we already have preset configurations. You can go for that, or you can actually decide I'm gonna customize this according to maybe this and this and this, based off maybe maybe your needs and everything. Exactly. Yeah, I think you will be covering it later, maybe during the labs section or the demos. Exactly. So next, we're gonna be talking about high availability with Amazon RDS. So Amazon RDS multi-as deployment. What is that? Multi-as means your database is running in more than one availability zone. So the AZ availability zone. And I believe you guys know what we mean by an availability zone. This we covered early on during the cloud foundations. Exactly. So it's like having a main copy and backup copy of your database in two different locations within the same region. Exactly, yeah. And availability zone, yeah, I have an explanation there, but I believe tunajua kingi inamaanisha. It's just a separate data center in the same region. Exactly. So how it works? You set up your database with multi-as enabled. That's just like a feature. Then RDS creates the standby copy in another AZ. Sorry, availability zone, sorry, exactly. All changes to your main database are immediately copied to the standby, and if something goes wrong, like a failure or maintenance, RDS automatically switches to the standby copy. Exactly. I believe this is very much self-explanatory, easy to understand. Exactly, because this is a concept that is actually very much common with most AWS services. Exactly. Why it's useful: high availability. Your database stays online even during maintenance or failures. Disaster protection, sorry. If one availability zone goes down, maybe due to some power outage, and the other availability zone keeps the database running, no manual work. The switch to the standby is automatic, no need for you to intervene. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the next we're gonna be talking about scalability. Scalability with Amazon RDS. So maybe someone can define to me. I believe we all know this because these are just very common terms we've been coming across a lot throughout us learning all this about the cloud. So maybe mtu ande pale kwa chat box and just tell me, what do we understand by the word scalability? Someone just define for us on the chat box. What do you understand by the word scalability? Scalability. Scalability. Someone define that for us. Scalability. Okay. The ability to grow. Yeah, very true. Just grow, expand, or something like that. Non-Juma the ability to increase production. Okay. Adding or reducing resources based on demand. Actually, I think that's a really good explanation there. The ability to increase or decrease its capacity to handle changes in demand. Yeah, very true. Exactly. So here we're going to be talking about Amazon RDS RAID replicas. What are RAID replicas? A RAID replica is a copy of your database that's used only for reading data. It helps reduce pressure on your main database by handling read-only queries. Yeah. Read-only queries. Exactly. Yeah. So I think we've come across things like a README file and something like that. It's just something that it's like your permissions are only like limited to maybe viewing something, but not necessarily like altering anything within, yeah, something exactly. Yeah. So I believe when I talk about read-only queries, you get to actually understand what exactly I'm actually meaning here. Exactly. Yeah. So how the RAID replicas work: you create a RAID replica for databases like MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, or Aurora. So RDS copies updates from the main database to the replica asynchronously. Exactly. So what is asynchronous replication? I think I just had a definition there. So these are changes made to the source. Changes made to the source are copied later, not instantly to the replica. Like they're gonna be like, it's not like instantly like at that time, but kuna vile like it just like copies it at different times and everything. Exactly. Actually, when you go to Google and just Google the meaning of asynchronously, I think you'll actually get a better understanding of whatever we're talking about here. Exactly. Yeah. So your app can send read-only queries, like maybe select statements to the replica. This reduces the workload on your main database and improves performance. Exactly. So benefits of RAID replicas: scalability, so handle more users and queries without slowing down. Then performance: speed up read heavy workloads like dashboards or reports. Exactly. Also disaster recovery: create replicas in other regions for backup and resilience. Then low latency: services faster by placing replicas closer to them geographically. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I believe we actually understand what you mean by the word latency. Yeah, it's a word tumekuwa tunatumia sana. Exactly. Yeah. So Amazon RDS scaling options: you can also increase the capacity of a database server by changing its instance class. or storage capacity. By changing the instance class, you can increase the CPU and memory that are available to the instance. And by modifying the allocated storage, you can increase storage capacity without incurring downtime. Note that changing an instance class requires downtime. Exactly. So I think Upweaver, not much of an explanation is gonna be needed because it's more like already very much well explained hapo hivyo. Exactly. Yeah. So I hope you guys mpaka hapa hivi we've been talking about the scalability within Amazon RDS. We are actually together. Yeah. We are actually together. We are actually together. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, next let's get into Aurora. I think we talked about this already. Yeah, so Aurora is part of the managed database service within Amazon RDS. So Aurora is a relational database engine. I believe hapo hivyo mbele we talked about what is a relational database exactly. So a database engine is a service for storing, processing, and securing data. So some of the benefits of Aurora include the following. I think actually nimekuwa nasikia Joy has been mentioning something about Aurora and yeah, some one of its benefits exactly. So, but we're just gonna be talking about it here. So, some of the benefits of Aurora include the following: Aurora uses the same code, tools, and applications as existing MySQL and Postgre databases. Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, then next, Aurora includes a high performance storage subsystem. Its database engine is customized to take advantage of that fast distributed storage. And then an Aurora DB has clusters that consist of one or more DB instances and a cluster volume that manages the data for those database instances. Exactly. Yeah. So let us first understand what we mean by when talking about Aurora cluster volumes, database cluster and everything juu iskeni kama tunaongea Greek. Exactly. So another, yeah.
Sorry for cutting you short. Just do a simple introduction to Aurora because it will be done in the afternoon.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes, sorry for that.
It's okay. So I think on my side, yeah, maybe the next thing I'll just talk about is this too, and I think I'm actually done. Yeah, because that was just like a quick overview of Aurora. Exactly. So just a minute, just a minute. Okay, let's proceed. Sorry for that. So let me just define this and then I'm actually done actually with our part. So an Aurora database cluster that consists of one or more DB instances and a cluster volume that manages the data for those DB instances. And what is an Aurora cluster volume? It's a virtual database storage volume that spans multiple availability zones. Each availability zone has a copy of the DB cluster data. And what are the contents of an Aurora DB cluster? We have two types of DB instances that make an Aurora DB cluster. We have a primary DB instance and also a Aurora replica. So this is actually going to be very easy to understand. So a primary DB instance is the main instance. This one allows both read and write operations and allows for data modification. But then the replica, the Aurora replica, connects to the same storage volume as the primary DB instance and supports only read operations. The Amazon Aurora DB cluster is composed of a single primary instance responsible for write operations. I think we already said this, and up to 15 Aurora replicas dedicated to read operations, all connected to a common cluster volume. Exactly, yeah. So basically, that's just the most capacity that can be accommodated in the Amazon Aurora DB cluster. And just a few of the use cases before I conclude. Enterprise applications. So compared to commercial databases, Aurora can help cut down your database costs by 90% or more while improving the database's reliability and availability. And then have SAS applications. So the Aurora Managed Database offering provides benefits to software as a service applications. SAS companies can focus on building high quality applications without worrying about the underlying database that powers on the application. And finally, online and mobile gaming. Because web and mobile games are built to operate at very large scale, they require a database with high throughput and massive storage scalability. And Aurora provides enough room for future growth. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's it on my side. I hope you guys have been able to understand and have a good understanding of the Amazon Relational Database Service. Yeah. So yeah, you can just confirm to me, Kama, are we together? Have you been able to understand everything from here? Okay, naona watu wameelewa. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. So okay, okay. That's amazing. Yeah, so I think that's it on my side I have for now. I think I'll hand over to my other group members to be able to cover the rest, the cases and the demos exactly. Yeah, so I think I'll hand over to Sharon.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. But before you go, I'd like to first ensure that these people have understood, because RDS is quite common in the exam, and I wanted to ask you guys, number one, what did you understand about RDS? What did you guys understand about RDS? All right, guys, what did you understand about RDS? Mary has talked here about RDS. What did you understand about RDS? What is RDS?
My understanding was that RDS is a database service that is operated, set up, and also operated in the cloud.
Perfect. All right. Mohammed, it's a relational database. Gideon, it's a relational database. And Boma, you're saying managed database service that sets up and operates a relational database in the cloud. A relational database in the cloud by Frank. Perfect. Now, Mary told us there are few ways to, how do we do a backup on AWS RDS. Amy, you're saying AWS managed DB service that makes it easy to set up, operate, and scale relational database in the cloud. Thank you, Amy. Perfect. Guys, how do we back up our data in RDS? How do we back up our data in RDS? Sandra, there are automated backups and there are manual snapshots. Good. And we said, what is a snapshot? What do you understand by the word snapshot? What do you understand by the word snapshot? Thank you, Sandra and Naboth. What do you understand by the word snapshot? Guys, we are 37 of us here. And Mary has taught us very nicely. What do we understand by the word snapshot? Do you guys remember when I was telling you that, all right, a small copy of the DB, all right, Habakkuk, thank you for that. It's like a picture of your database. It remains there until you delete it. Perfect, Sandra. Frank, a screenshot. A record of the DB at a specific point. Very nice, Gideon. So the way that your DB is looking like at this moment, just take a snapshot of it. Tomorrow, you're going to take a snapshot of from where you left to tomorrow, right? That's kind of like a snapshot. You take like a picture of what you have of your architecture. Thank you, you guys. I have seen that you've understood. Mary, will you be kind enough to help us with the notes?
Yeah, sure. I'll send them.
All right, just post them on the main WhatsApp group. Thank you so much for helping us to understand about RDS. And for the first time, I know I'm not alone. Mary, at least today we heard your voice. Thank you so much for teaching us. We appreciate you. Flowers for Mary, tafadhali. Hearty claps, tafadhali. Thank you so much. Sharon,
Yes.
let us take a quick break of 20 minutes. We'll be here at exactly 11:30 and you take it away. All right? Is that okay? Yes,
That's
because
okay.
we've not, all right, we've not had our break today. Let us take a 20 minutes break. We meet here at exactly 11:20. If you, Sharon, I don't know if you need people to have their labs open.
We will first cover the demo for like 10 to 20 minutes max, and then I'll take the labs on. It won't take long, so they'll need to have their lab 274 open.
Perfect. So guys, we've been told lab 274. Let's meet here at 11:30. Take us through. He's going to take us to the next session, and he'll introduce the next speaker after him. Queen Amani Constance Leo, Chelsea, I know. All right, Elfas, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Joy. I don't know if you can see my screen, guys.
Yes, we can.